I didn't realize the couch was called the American Dream.
Wow.
That's kind of amazing. No, Adam only played Bloodborne for 10 hours when he was doing it. So I don't think he encountered this. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Couch hype is real.
I think that was a good episode.
Yeah, I was really happy with my amiibo story.
Yeah. Do you want to redo the one that you had a flub?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. We're going to re-record one of those stories for the recorded version. Kathleen's first story. So I guess Kathleen 2 is the scene. Oh, actually, wait 1 second. Go back and start again. Are we still local recording?
Yep.
Okay.
Start from yours and then...
Yeah, I guess so. Ready, Kathleen?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Do you find most online multiplayer games to be too exciting, too bogged down with cutting-edge graphics, and too complicated? Well, then you'll love The Button. It's a game of sorts that started on Reddit on April 1st. If you go to r/thebutton, you'll see a little browser widget that shows a big button that counts down from 60 seconds. If you're logged into Reddit, you can push the button once to reset the timer. Nobody knows what will happen when the timer runs out, but so far, over 624,000 people have pressed the button. But that's all they've done. One button press. Well, you do get different flair on the subreddit depending how long the timer had been going before you pressed the button. But that's it. But wait, you say, I'll just make another Reddit account and game the system by pressing the button a second time. No. If you created your Reddit account after April 1st, you're not eligible to press the button again, which has led to eBay listings for virgin button accounts. Yes, really. This whole thing is a lot like Curiosity, What's Inside the Cube, but there's actually a far smaller chance of being disappointed by the big reveal.
Boom.
Yay.
Oh, all Mario Kart is fast. Okay.
The timer is 60 seconds.
Also, I was watching it while we were writing, and man, people are wasting their clicks.
Oh, yeah.
It's going like 59, 58, 59, 57, 59, 58. It's
I
like
saw a couple people get down to like 40.
You're
Or
ruining
into
it.
the late, like 49 or something.
And let's not forget, for math purposes, because people were doing like, okay, there's so many registered Reddit users. It's like, A, not everyone knows about this. I actually did not know about this until we started writing the story. 2, there is a strong contingent of people on Reddit who do know about the button, who identify as non-pressers, who refuse to ever press the button.
I mean,
They're unimpressed.
They're unimpressed. God damn it, Paul.
My read on it is I know about it. I haven't pressed it because I don't need to, and I'll probably forget about it. So there you go. You're gonna have to move over, G.
Wait.
Gee whizzy.
Wait, that's not my name.
Yeah, manual search says I refuse to press that damn button.
My favorite part is there's you get the little flare by your name depending on when you pressed it. But if you haven't pressed it, it's just a little gray circle. And so there's a group that call themselves the Gray Council, which are people who haven't pressed the button and are waiting to push it. They're like making a pact to push it like when it gets down really, really low. Hello, everybody.
What if the last person to press the button gets $1 million? I don't think so. This is a silly experiment. It's fun.
Every last person gets to punch Peter Molyneux in the face. That was supposed to be the thing for Curiosity, and then they did a different thing.
Yeah.
I will bring it up over here. Let's talk about internet stories. Alrighty.
So yeah, my favorite line in that Amiibo story, by the way, when a supply chain...
A supply chain issue, yeah.
Much like one would refer to the Hindenburg as a small gas leak.
I was wrong. The Red Guard are the ones who are going to push it because you get red flare if it is in the last 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
The Grey Council has committed to not pushing it.
Oh, okay.
But to let everybody know that they're not going to push, like they are there and watching it, but they're not pushing it deliberately.
Wow.
So yeah.
So the NBA 2K14 story, I think we sort of addressed. That's just
really shitty.
it's their tone also. They're like, oops, sorry, but
lol.
Hope you had fun. NBA 2K15.
Oh, you want to stop a little bit?
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, James would be really good at the Battlefield couch thing.
It's the what struck me, and you'll see in the story that I sort of take a little bit of attack like that, is one of the comments on the Polygon story was like, and no one's going to hold their feet to the fire for this because it's one of those, it's a dumb sports game. Right? It's just like, oh, whatever. It's NBA 2K14. They'll be in it. There's already NBA 2K15. There'll be a 16. It's whatever. You find these games in like the dollar bin at the GameStop. No one cares about these things, right? And it's like, yeah, but that's a super shitty thing. 16 months. That's it.
Yeah.
And your save files are just gone because it's like, especially when they said that they would be okay.
And like career mode, people put a lot of work into that, right? Like that's not nothing. That's significant.
And that, like, I remember doing stuff for, probably even ENN or CheckPoint, or looking at stories and stuff where, because every once in a while, Microsoft or the various companies will do sort of house cleaning, where they'll be like, we're going to sunset the servers for all these different things. And it's amazing how I think that sometimes there'll be like something that's like 6 months old or something, but it's just like, nope, not enough people are playing it. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's harsh.
Imagine doing the same with Football Manager. Ooh.
Oh, there would be murders. People would track them down and kill them.
So we talked about the button, and the chat continues to talk about the button. Mario Kart is just faster. Some people are asking what actually CC means. It's cubic centimeters, I believe.
Yes, cubic centimeters, according to people in the chat.
Yeah.
Cubic centimeters, actually within the piston. So it's like how much
air they displace or
yeah,
whatever.
how much it's a measure
faster.
of power. Yeah. What about what they should do? Like we were talking about that it's Mario Kart is already far too dangerous. That would make it 200cc. What they should do is make like a 25cc.
That's
like
my speed.
bumper car Mario Kart. Like bump. And everybody basically everybody runs as if they're like minified, and so like have everybody's engine like be higher pitched. That'd be sweet.
There. Someone was asking if there's a live stream of it. There is now.
You don't really need the part on the left-hand side.
See, people they never let it get out of the 50s. The lowest I ever saw it go was 52. It's
I
like
can't go to 49.
it's wasting their clicks.
Yes, 1,500 cc would be basically just F-Zero.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a hovercraft part. There's a hovercraft part, so it could work.
The amiibo thing. God, the amiibo thing. So, the parts that are GameStop's fault is that their website broke and that their in-store software broke, and that's really stupid.
I mean,
because they should be able to handle big launches. But Nintendo has really mishandled this amiibo thing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that
Nintendo
does over and over. Nintendo's got the I think there was like a VG Cats cartoon I saw a while ago that was talking about, when like the Wii U came out, or the Wii came out and Nintendo like sold out immediately.
Yeah.
Because it was so supply constrained. And it just shows like, Miyamoto, or it shows. I guess it's not Miyamoto, but the head of Nintendo,
Satoru
Iwata. And so it shows Iwata like talking to the Sony guys and be like, "You guys don't know how to run a thing. Look, we sold out so quickly." Meanwhile, the other guys are just continually making money because they're selling tons of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Nintendo seems to see selling out as more important than actually selling a lot.
yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, this is. I
didn't actually know that, Unknown Gamer. Do you have a link for that? Just got here, but did they cover how Nintendo has limited quantities of the mother digital release? Why do you limit a digital?
Well, it's like the there's that other one we did last week, the Toad.
Toad's Treasure Tracker?
Yeah, the Toad's Treasure Tracker, which is connected to the amiibo.
Dax and Jackster has just subscribed.
Oh, Dark Morford says, I work at Nintendo, so I apologize, but I'm not in marketing distribution, so there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sure people at Nintendo know.
Yeah, you don't need to apologize.
I hold you personally
want
responsible.
More amiibos.
Yeah.
I don't think people at Nintendo are like, oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Okay, I guess we'll make some more.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Yeah, right. I guess we didn't talk about that. Zed Regulus. Angry Joe Vargas is refusing to review Nintendo games because his Nintendo videos keep getting flagged by Nintendo on YouTube and he can't monetize them.
Makes
and it's like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Like, it happens to us when we would do stuff on our Loading Ready Live channel. They get flagged by Nintendo. And, luckily, the Loading Ready Live YouTube channel is mostly for archival purposes. We're not super concerned about the ad revenue from that specifically. But for someone like Angry Joe, that's his income. And if he puts the work into making a video and then they won't let him monetize it, then he's not going to make Nintendo videos. That makes perfect sense to me. I haven't actually watched his rant on it, but I understand his stance.
Beck Bell points out that the comic that I was thinking of actually is the other way around, which is funny. This was back in the day when Sony was massively supply constrained.
Oh, right.
And Nintendo was selling things hand over fist.
Yeah, we couldn't get people couldn't get PS3s at launch.
Right. We did a whole thing about that.
Yeah.
So
Nintendo
the
doesn't.
point stands. No, it doesn't.
I don't
that
think
totally undercuts my point. But anyway,
I don't think Nintendo hates YouTubers, Navarre, and I think that it comes down to more they don't understand sort of how it all works, and don't appreciate the value of basically what amounts to free marketing.
Yeah. All they see is that somebody else is making ad revenue off their intellectual property.
Nintendo's always been very reluctant to, very, very controlling about any of their IP. They don't like anybody who they don't have authority over, basically doing stuff. They aren't willing to have fan generated things or stuff like that. It's like if you're using Mario, then it's got to be an official Nintendo thing. They have to have all their oversight, all this kind of stuff, because they're really. I mean, so what this means is that it means that stuff tends to be better when it comes out, but it also means that the fan stuff. What would be considered a totally normal thing for people to do, like stream your video game. It's like, well, we don't want it associated with whatever people saying bad language in the Smash Brothers stream, so we're not gonna because there was like a whole thing with.
Oh yeah, they play Evo or something.
Yeah, at Evo a couple years ago, they're like, you're not allowed to stream Smash Brothers, and everybody was like, you are making a dumb business decision. And they were like, on that okay, eventually. You can stream it though, I guess.
But that's the sort of thing that they do often, so it's unfortunate. I think it's might be just partially they have kind of an old school mentality.
Yeah.
I just need to go blow my nose so you can hear me sniffing.
And the Bloodborne story, which I think is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it's there's videos of it. I was thinking about like putting a video in of it, but unless you know
what it's supposed
to do, it doesn't seem that weird.
Yeah. Also, people don't like Bloodborne spoilers.
So, but yeah, it's really weird. Just the fact that the way that this memory leak manifests itself is all the bosses just getting super lethargic.
Yeah. Comrade 09.
Just like me when I'm running low on memory.
With a 20-month reset. Welcome back, Comrade 09.
I've been running for 12 hours, I'm a little slower and more lethargic too.
Kathleen also develops a memory leak.
Somebody pointed out that actually, like, when Adam was playing, he didn't have the memory leak going. But he was saying when he played it at home, he did. And so he was surprised at how difficult a bunch of the bosses were as he was playing it.
At home?
No, here at the during his stream. He was surprised at how difficult
on his second stream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. No, Adam had it happen to him at home.
Mm.
It wasn't. He was saying that they were harder here. I mean, I wasn't watching. I guess you guys were watching, but I understand it to be that he had the memory leak thing happen at home, but here they were like a lot more difficult. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's. I mean, presumably, it's one of those things that they'll be fixing fairly
He did
soon.
have it happen on stream, really?
Well, I don't know.
Whatever. I'll ask him about it.
Some people have it.
Right near the end of the stream, boss lost half its moveset.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
Had
Is
it
it
here,
Jake?
not at home. Okay, I don't know.
Either way.
I was people saying things that were in the chat, but maybe that was wrong.
But yeah, there's a lot of that on the... Like, people are now realizing that, and there's stuff on, like, the Bloodborne subreddit. It's like, oh, that's why I thought this boss that everyone says is super hard was so easy, because I just walked up and did, like, this, and this, and people are like, that's not how that boss works. That boss kicked my ass. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. Okay, so this is not news, but there's an interesting article on Kotaku Steamed, which is like, it's one of their sub-channels. It's just this is sort of interesting kind of piece of editorial about Dust, or Dust 2, the Counter-Strike map, and how it basically, it's a problem.
Because everybody loves it so much.
Yeah, and like it can never be taken out of the rotation because everyone loves it, and it's not designed in a way that new maps are designed, and so people constantly compare new maps to Dust. It's like the gold standard, basically.
Right.
It's an interesting read.
Yeah, according to the designers, the problem is, like, you can't make a map that's like Dust, because that's like Dust, and that's already been done. But when you do put out a new map, a lot of people are like, well, it's not as good as Dust. It's like, ah! Right? And the thing is, Dust has some things that you couldn't do in a map today. Like, there's one area with only one entrance, which is OP. You know, by new map design standards. But, you know, you can't mess with Dust.
But yeah, the designer's like, I did a lot of things there that I would get laughed out of the building if I tried to design it now. It's like, point B only has one entrance. The long section has this, like, ridiculously big ramp that's, like, you know, the angles on it are, like, super open. If I tried to design those things in a map now, people would be like, you can't do that.
Right.
And it's like, but, you know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway. Steam Spy.
Yeah.
Tell me about Steam Spy.
So Steam Spy. I think
Oh,
it's
here,
just
I'll
Steam- I think
post the
it's-
link to the Kotaku article in the chat.
I think it's just steamspy.com. It's this cool service actually that a guy came up with because so Steam has an API, as many web services do now, that allows it to that allows you to get certain information, public information about users, so you can see like what game games that they have bought if they're advertising that fact, or how long they've played games and stuff. This is the information that's just available on their profile page, and so a guy's figured out that you can use this information, and if you grab enough of this information from enough different users, so if you get thousands of users or hundreds of thousands, millions of users across the service, you don't have to grab every user because that would take forever. But if you grab a large enough segment of users, you can get sort of like almost like the Nielsen TV ratings. You can then extrapolate that to the entirety of Steam and get statistics for games, like how much they're played, how much they're sold, how many people bought them, that kind of stuff, which is information that if you're a game developer, you can see for your own game, but you can't see for everybody else's game. And so it's a way that you can actually.
And some people have said, like, there's like
That's
big
not the wrong
margins
link.
of error.
That's the link to the Counter-Strike story. That's not the wrong link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And he's very careful to point out that there are big margins for error here because
it's like plus or minus 200,000.
because it depends on how big the number, but because the problem is he's saying like with Nielsen ratings, which is sort of the similar thing, or with like a poll data, you've got like 5 questions, and it could, and anybody who, and you have a whole however many number of people, and so you've
got like a 2 to 3% margin of error.
Yeah, so your margin of error can be very good, but he's saying the problem is when you have 100,000 video games, and even the most popular game is only like used by 5% of people, then a 2% margin of error is really bad.
It makes your data basically worthless.
And
Right.
so the only way it's able to work is because he grabs so much data that the error is lower than it would be otherwise, but there still is an error range. But it does still have some interesting information.
Some developers have said that what they're seeing on Steam Spy, the ranges they see on Steam Spy are reflected by their internal sales data. So there you go. So it's at least somewhat accurate.
Yeah. Oh, and also the other thing that's weird about it is there's 2, I think it's Half-Life and there's 2 games that are Valve games that are not accessible through the you just can't find out information about them so he just mentions
Weird.
that on the about page. It's like, why aren't these games on here? Wouldn't they be a lot higher? It's like, no, it doesn't list them for some reason. Anyway, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it stays up.
Also, Paul,
Yeah,
tell me about
theoretically it's all using available info. So
Well, still.
and historically Valve hasn't been too bad about that kind of stuff.
Paul, tell me about your favorite new thing from StarCraft 2.
Oh yeah, so
This is so cool.
So the StarCraft 2 just gone into beta, or StarCraft 2, the
Legacy
third,
of the Void.
Yeah, that's the third part, the Protoss part. And one of the really sweet new features, in addition to new units and all this stuff, but there's a new multiplayer mode called Archon mode. And if you know anything about StarCraft, the Archon is in Protoss when you get two of the I forget what they're called. The two guys combined together into like a big floating until the big floating Archon dude.
Templars?
Probably.
I can't remember.
I don't know. You get two of the guys go together into a big floating guy. And that's what happens in Archon mode. It's basically like two-headed giant in Magic, if you've played Magic.
Templars, yeah.
It makes it so that you can so that 2 players are playing with the same resources and both have access to each other's to all the units.
I don't know if any of you watch pro level StarCraft. Can you imagine pro
Team StarCraft.
Archon mode? You can have one player has a really good macro game and one person who's just amazing micro, and so one person can handle all the all the sort of the base building and the SimCity stuff, and then someone else can work the sick micro, and then if both of them work the because all the pro players have at least very good micro. Yeah, it seems like it'd be really, really cool.
So you can double your micro.
No, sorry, Smiling Warlock. This is a game mode, not in the game. It's just called Archon mode because it's 2 into 1 thing.
Yeah.
So it's 2 players playing as 1 player.
Or you could do the thing where have like a less experienced player. You can play if you're a less experienced player, you can play with a better player, and to also to teach you stuff and also to take some of the pressure off.
Mm-hmm.
So pro Archon stuff, because they also obviously looking forward to the 2 people who are on the same team getting angry at each other, trash talking each other, being like, "That was your job. You were supposed to watch that side."
I really hope
because of course the 2 people can move their views around separately, right? Because they're
Someone says you could do that back in StarCraft. No. This is different than 2v2. This is. Was this available back in StarCraft? I'm pretty sure.
Anyhow,
not.
it's
I
cool.
never heard
it's
of it
coming
before.
to StarCraft
Yeah.
too. So
I just want to see this at a pro level. I don't know if they'll take it on. They might think it was. They might think it's not, cool enough.
exhibition.
But I would like to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting whole new tactics. All right, what else we got here? Oh yeah, the game designer. This is actually pretty fun. You can play this yourself. It's a browser game. The writer will do something. It's a text-based browser thing that some people have made, or that a guy's made. It's sort of, I guess it's more of like an interactive fiction thing, but it's just basically a horrible design meeting, a horrible meeting at a AAA studio for a project, for like a top tier banner project that has gone completely off the rails and over budget, and you play the part of the writer, and there's like the rest of the team, and basically it's you're going through this thing, and you have like, it's sort of choose your own adventure at different points. You have different things that you can say, but generally everything is going to go badly. It's about what's going to happen, and obviously this project is doomed, and it's very funny.
So some people are saying that there was a not really well supported or official thing that you could do in StarCraft 1 where you could sort of control two different units. You could have two players control the same kind of units, but not like it wasn't like a default thing. So this is, and to clarify, it is, because I've seen some people asking again, it is 2 players, 1 base. It is not 2 bases, but you can share the resources. It's two players controlling one base, like a single player would. They can just do both things. They can do all the stuff.
Yeah, check it out. It's called The Writer Will Do Something, with the conceit being that it's like this, they're having all these problems, like they came back from the playtest and this game is complete shit. Everyone, and they're like, no, it'll be fine. We'll fix it with the writing. And then the writer is like, ugh.
Let us move to the thing.
I actually am way too hungry to do subscriber commercials right now. I need to get some food.
All right.
My stomach is growling.
All right.
And there's like a lot of them.
There's a lot.
Like, why are there so many today?
I don't know. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, I need to...
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow. That is many. Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't know why they... I am going to go get some food.
Okay.
All right.
I will not do Kathleen commercials, but I will welcome our subscribers.
Okay. I'll be right back. Do you want me to get you anything? Sorry, I'm so hungry. And I feel weak.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't let the bad subs scare you. Only the good subs.
Which is actually all of our
Kathleen
subs.
Kicks Balls, I saw your subscriber come in. I saw your subscription come in like right as we went online, but you are not in the top 15. I don't know how this happened. So
We'll figure it out.
all right, I'll be back.
All right.
Yes, Kathleen,
Brain break.
to your question and coffee, please.
Okay.
I forgot we hadn't had coffee. We went to the parsonage this morning, and the lineup was out onto the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah. So our subs today started an hour ago with out of username retirement, which I guess is following the username Kaiju Attacks. Is that the most recent one? No.
What's the same guy?
I believe so. What's the most recent one in the story?
Yeah, username Kaiju.
Before this, what put the username into retirement?
Well, I think it's that, he got off the. I feel like there's a time jump. Like there's all the stuff where he like escaped from the pirates. Yeah. And he got onto the island. Yeah. And escaped. Well, he escaped from the username factory, and then was attacked by the pirates. Kaiju Attacks was the last week. Okay. Yeah, so he escaped from the factory, and then he got abandoned on the island, and then pirates and stuff, and so that was like the first movie.
Oh, and they retired at the end of season 1. Ah, yes. Right. Okay.
And so then it's now the Kaiju have attacked, and the username army,
presumably living in a cabin in the woods somewhere,
right, has arrived, Rambo style.
Nice. And
they're like, we need you back. Username Kaijus are attacking, and we have no idea what that is. We need your help. And you're like, and then username is like, no, I don't do that anymore.
ending username war, retired username cabin. Right, then username rift opens an ocean, and then username kaiju attacks, and then get called back out of username retirement. I like it. Jay Karkov with a 19-month resub. Jay Karkov sounds...
Jakarkov.
Jakarkov?
Jakarkov.
Pretty sure, well, J.K. Arkov, like J.K. Simmons, but with an Arkov. Arkov.
The great
Asylum?
J.K. Arkov.
The great Arkov. J.K. J.K. Arkov. J.K. Flatten. J.K. Arkov. I got nothing. But thank you for your 19 months of support. Lamb Mower mows down all the lambs with his riding lamb mower.
Mm-hmm. Which is...
The lambs enjoy it, to be fair.
Yeah,
especially now that it's getting to be springtime.
It's sort of like a faster way of shearing.
Yeah.
Some might say too fast.
Yeah.
You know, not going to say that there aren't a few little nicks every once in a while. But that's what happens when you go after a sheep with a riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
But by and large, it's fine. It's fine.
Eric, the name...
2 A's, no C's.
Exactly. Two A's, no waiting. Could be AA Wreck. Wrecked, not wrecked? AA Wrecked.
AA wrecked.
We've all been AA Wrecked. 16-month resub. Welcome back, Eric.
That's wreck who wants to be at the top of the alphabetical list.
Just put two A's in front of your name so you get called first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aardvark F. Aardvark gets that a lot. Aardvark A.
Further down the list would be the next sub, which is Arakuda, with a 16-month resub. Arakuda.
It's a barracuda without a B.
Mm-hmm. Because again, they chopped the B off, so they'd be higher on the list.
Right.
Right.
I see what's going on here.
Yeah, you all want to be
alphabetical.
Yeah. And here's Anubis169 with a 16-month resub.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get up the list there. Used to be A169. Well, it used to be Anubis, and then they couldn't get Anubis, and then A169, and they got it sorted out. Also one of our mods.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Anubis. Sent us some port, which I enjoyed during the last watch and play. Because
And
that game was horrifying.
is the keeper of the death button.
Yes.
Or he isn't,
He has a death button.
well, except when it gets broken for too much use.
That's only slightly our fault. Weagle Mating Call subscribed. I shudder to think what a Weagle Mating Call would sound like. I'm gonna defer that to Kathleen when she gets back, but it sounds like a thing that I don't want to be within audible range of.
See, okay, so this is the question. If you hear a Weagle mating call, okay, obviously bad because that means there's Weagles near, which is never good.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's better than if you just hear like a Weagle, whatever, growl or I don't know, whatever other noises Weagles make.
Some sort of expectorants.
Because at least that means that the Weagle is focused on other Weagles,
Yeah.
not on eating your face.
Yeah.
This is one of the very few times where the Weagle might not be looking to eat your face. At least not immediately.
Oh man, Zeke. Graham, can you help me? I can't pronounce Barracuda. Actually, you spelled it correctly. For that reference, it should be I can't pronounce Baccaruda. It's from some song. It's some guy comes in and is like, hey man, no, here's how you say it. Just repeat after me. B-B-A-A-R-R, and then do it all together. It's like, all right, now put it all together. Baba Rara Kukudada. No, that's not how you do it. Ashton in the chat. What's up? Hey, Ashton.
Hey.
How's it going? We're welcoming our subscribers, such as Secateur.
Ashton arrives in the chat and immediately, first thing somebody says to him is get back to work. That's not cool.
Secateur has subscribed. It's
Secretary.
not sector. Secateur.
Secateurs are a kind of cutting implement. They're used in gardening.
I'm gonna look this one up. Secateur.
A saboteur.
Yes, that is that. It's spelled that way.
Yeah.
Pruning shears.
Yep.
All right.
My dad uses those because he's a gardener.
Well, welcome.
And he has like a sweet leather holster that he keeps in there.
I would direct you to the bushes out back of the moon base, but they got ripped out.
Somebody came by with a very large pair of secateurs.
Very large. Industrial grade secateurs.
Yeah, they just...
Yeah, it's, we should probably mod Ashton for one thing. I just realized. He's never around, but when he is... There we go. When they tore down the building next door, there's like a row of bushes that was on this side of the lot line, by the way.
Yeah.
That our landlord was not happy about. He was in Peru at the time.
Well, I like the thing where they do too, when they just like cut it off at the lot line, leaving like the bits that were like stuck in the fence and stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of not attached to anything. It's like, oh great, thanks guys. Thanks for leaving the branch that wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Bezekrik. Bezekrik.
It's a good name. It's a very fantasy name. Mythological. I feel like Bezekrik would be something. Some sort of demon, devil, creature, something that would come out of a vessel.
Yeah.
Like you would have like a lamp or a box or a bowl or a bottle or something, and you would open it up and you would release Bezekrik.
No, Bezekrik!
And he's like, at last, I am free! Time to conquer Earth!
That's what everyone has to say when they're, yeah. That's what everyone is required to say. What's up?
Bad news. The line of persons were still really long, so I went to Patisserie Danielle and got myself a sausage roll to eat.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna eat while you guys do this.
We've been welcoming people in our own way. Though I did want to ask you what a Weagle mating call would sound like.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably a lot of hisses and screams.
Hisses and screams.
Or maybe it would be more terrifying because it would be like really nice sounding. It would be like, burr, burr, burr. And you'd be like, oh, what's that? Oh my god!
No.
It's the last thing you hear.
Sorry.
Ooh, yeah. They'd be like those screaming goats.
Oh God. Oh yeah, someone got given season 1 of Magnum for Easter because they listened to the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
You're listening to the podcast
They
so
said-
you don't have to
They
watch.
said instead of chocolate, my parents got me season 1 of Magnum.
Less delicious?
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Maybe that's why Weagles are so dangerous, is because their mating call sounds like a terrified person screaming. And so they're just naturally inclined to make people terrified and screaming because it sounds like they're mating. They're like, oh, I need to attract a mate. I better make this guy scream.
What's Instant Watch Netflix? Isn't all Netflix Instant Watch?
Well,
As opposed to
in the
the
States, they have
DVD.
the
Oh.
you can get like them to deliver the DVDs to your house.
Which is a much larger selection.
Yeah, in Canada we don't have. I don't think we have that. No,
No.
we only have.
I forgot that was an option.
We have Netflix,
Yeah.
which you would call Netflix Instant, but that's all we have, so we just call it Netflix.
Yeah.
Erindil. That looks like a Tolkien name. Eryndil. Well, I could use like an apostrophe in there.
Or AE at the beginning, like Arendelle.
Erindil.
Yeah. And possibly like extra little, like the instead of a dot on the top of the I, it's like a accent in that one.
We're just gonna mark up your nickname here. Do you have a red? I have a red pen. No. Okay. Erindil, from the forest of.
Snorsh.
Sure. The forest of Snorsh. Snorsh's forest sound like a place you would not want to hang out.
Arendelle says, yes, Tolkien-ish.
All right. Mismatch of bad Tolkien languages. Oh, sweet. Got there.
What if the Wiggle Maiden call is just a baritone rendition of Queen's I Want to Break Free?
That would be surprising.
I want to break free.
It's like, so wait, Netflix in the States, they ship you a DVD. It's like a slow red box.
Yeah.
Except they ship. You don't have to leave your house.
Will
Yeah.
they take it back? How do you send it back?
It
Yeah.
comes with it. It comes with a envelope that you send it back.
Right. Cool.
That was Netflix.
That was Netflix
up until like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because of that, like when they do it that way, of course there's not all this bullshit licensing stuff. So it's just have all the movies that would be in a movie store. They would be in a movie rental place.
Drop Kickstart says it's like Redbox without having to get stabbed outside of Circle K. That's good. I like that. What were they gonna spin? They were gonna split it.
Yeah.
Into two different
It's
things.
going to be Netflix was going to be the
And Quickster.
yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix was going to be the online was going to be the Netflix Instant,
Yeah.
and Quickster was going to be the DVD thing.
And everyone was like, "That's dumb."
That's dumb, and also the packages that you have makes it more expensive.
Yeah.
Except you're trying to pretend that that's not the case, and they were like, "Okay,
Okay.
we'll not do that."
I use the service theft.
Mm. B. T. I like THFT.
Yeah.
Theft.
I Am Clockwork has had a 11-month reset. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm sorry. Secatur reset for 3 months. Bezicrick and Arindel both. Oh, sorry. For Bezicrick for 2 months and Arindel for 3 months. And I Am Clockwork for 11 months. And I'm not Clockwork, but you are, and that's great for you. I'm happy about that. I'm just pleased knowing that there are Clockwork people
I hope
in our midst.
that the key for you to wind up your clockwork is accessible to yourself. That is, if you've seen Return to Oz, freaky deaky movie.
Yeah, that's
But-
super weird.
But
Whoever designed TikTok has problems.
yeah, TikTok very poorly designed,
Yeah.
and maybe well designed. I guess if you want to have the guy with a limited amount of mobility, but yeah, can't reach his own key.
Doesn't he have a different key? Doesn't he have a different thing also, like one for his brain?
Yeah, brain and body are two different things. And so his brain can run out, but his body still works, and so he just like goes around messing everything up.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Haunting of the Wicked Return to Oz is a terrifying movie.
I saw it like legitimately. I saw Return to Oz when I guess I was probably too young to do it, and that I was like, that's the movie that I actually that has had the greatest effect on me, like in terms of being afraid.
Yeah.
Like any movie I've ever
That's the
seen.
movie that made you the most scared.
Yeah, because I mean,
It's
just
super
as a
fucked
function of how messed up the movie is versus how old I was when I saw it.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a part where she takes the thing and there's like this room full of beheaded all the queens, all her extra heads.
Yeah.
And she like takes the thing and they all start like screaming at her. It's really messed up.
And this was not like a sequel to The Wizard of Oz, the movie necessarily, but it was another adaptation of another Frank Baum Oz book, of which there were
Right.
like 23.
Yeah.
Right.
And The Wizard of Oz, of course, the one that everyone knows about, and then this was Return to Oz. So you'd be forgiven for thinking that it wasn't just, a follow-up
Right.
to We're Off to See the Wizard, but this was not a musical,
No.
and it was fucking freaky.
Yeah. One might say actually more closer to the source material.
Correct. The Oz books are messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also Alice is a lot younger.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Alice?
Not Alice.
Dorothy.
Dorothy is
Yeah.
a lot younger.
Yes, Dust Shine's right. It's Return to Oz is an adaptation of Ozma of Oz.
And then when you
And The Marvelous Land of Oz.
and then what's great?
The Michael Jackson one was The Wiz.
That was The Wiz. That's
And that was like a black version of.
Yeah.
of The Wizard of
Wizard of
Oz.
Oz.
Yeah.
And yeah, what's great about it is it's super creepy when you're a kid because there's all sorts of weird, freaky stuff going on. And then when you get older to actually realize what's going on, it's even worse because she's legitimately about to undergo electroshock therapy.
Yeah.
And she's like a little kid. It's really not cool.
If you ever want to be horrified at the state of humanity, read how they used to treat people in institutions.
So welcome, I am Clockwork.
You are, I'm assuming, nothing like that.
Orgmastron. That's close.
Orgmastron.
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 I caught The Wiz on TV a couple years ago, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I was like, what is this?
Aren't they
What?
like remaking it?
I don't know. Well, it's been like on or off Broadway a couple times.
I thought that
but I
there's
didn't-
like
I
a
didn't-
new movie coming out.
I actually didn't know there was a movie version of The Wiz. And I was like, what is this? This is... Oh! And then I was just sort of like, this is really neat. Orgmastron. If you're looking for a name that's awkwardly similar to a name that would be really rude, try Orgmastron.
It's the robot that makes you Orgmas. No, not the other thing. That would be very rude. Orgmas is when you get very organized in time for Christmas. I don't know what you're talking about. The Orgmastron.
That would
It's
actually
not
be
dirty.
that would actually be a really useful robot.
Yeah, it's just a marketing problem, really.
I would almost
the
find
Orgmastron.
I would almost find that robot more useful than the other more dirty kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like, sure, the other one would be
I
handy
feel that
as
robots
well.
that can bring you to orgasm have been invented. They're called vibrators.
Yeah, they're
Or
that impressive. One that can
fleshlights.
organize you, much more impressive.
Yeah. The Orgmastron. Look past the name.
Crux of Crota 4G. I can take this one, and I'm pretty sure I know who made this novelty sub. I'm not gonna do a commercial. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Frame of reference in Destiny. Since before the new expansion came out, these enemies called the Blades of Crota have been appearing in the world, whether you had the expansion or not. They've just started appearing there.
Oh, and they have the swords.
They have the swords. They're hive enemies. They're big guys, yellow bar knight creatures called Blade of Crota, and they carry a sword around, and if you kill them, then they'll drop the sword, and you can pick it up and use it for like a minute. And you get to start attacking people with it. We're making jokes there, Joseph Elden Rust. So the Blades of Crota have a random chance to drop a gun called the Husk of the Pit. It's a gray item, which is like the lowest dirt item in the game. It's like real bad, not good, and bad and not good, not just one or the other, but both. But you can level it up it turns into like a better gun called the Eidolon Ally, I believe, is what it turns into.
Now is the Eidolon Ally like amazing?
No, it's fine. It's good. I understand. I don't have one because this is the thing. I've never found a Husk of the Pit. I have killed a lot of Blades of Crota. Never had a Husk of the Pit drop. You can.
I guess if you're a Blade of Crota, I mean, carrying a gun is probably not way high on your priority.
Yeah, but I know there's other people in the Destiny clan who have. I'm getting to that. Don't worry, guys. Who have they've had like 12.
Wow.
Right, just like for some people they've just dropped everywhere. Never seen one. Then, if you beat the Crota's End raid, I believe it has to be on hard mode.
Which is already a miserable slog.
The last drop, if you beat it, you have a chance to get an exotic item, and if you get an exotic item, there is a chance there that you will get an item called the Crux of Crota, which is an exotic material that you combine with the Eidolon Ally to turn it into a gun called the Necrochasm.
Is the Necrochasm fucking awesome?
I think people were a little let down by how it was, considering all the bullshit you have to go through to get it. But it's a auto rifle that just like spews bullets. It's just like
cool.
So we did a hard mode raid last night, and where I got my second Crux of Crota, and I do not have any Husk of the Pit.
Nice.
So I have these 2 Cruxes sitting
Which are
there.
technically the harder part to get.
Yes, they're really
they-
hard to get.
Are they like bind on pickup, or can you?
No, well, you can't trade among people
Oh
anyway.
right, yeah.
So, yeah. I have 2 of them, and I don't have the thing that I need to turn it into the actual exotic weapon. So, it's pretty funny. So, thank you, whoever registered Crux of Crota 4G. Yeah, the Loading Ready Run Destiny clan is just Loading Ready Run. It's filling up a little bit, and some people actually left the clan to form a splinter cell, which they're calling LRR Sparrow Squad, because they wanted to get the actual name in the game. But yeah, it's Loading Ready Run is the Destiny clan. Two Flower with a 20-month resub. Welcome back, Two Flower. With that's Two Flower from the Discworld novels.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Aw. Now I made myself sad.
No.
Wait, I'll sing a happy song about flowers.
Okay.
2 flowers, I have some flowers. It's springtime, allergies, mucus in my nose. 2 flowers, why did you jam them up my nostrils? I hate you, now I can't breathe, asthmatic overload.
Lovely.
What an ironic way to kill somebody.
I too would be allergic to flowers if they were inserted directly into my nose.
I don't think I would be allergic to them. They would just physically block my nose.
Nebu. I think 23 or 24 months is the longest sub. I think. I could be wrong. Duskshine with a 16-month resub. Duskshine was trying to hit number 13. Said this. It's I was watching the chat with Paul before we went live. Duskshine was like, "I'm trying to camp to get sub number 13," and as soon as he said that, sub 12 and 13 subbed right in, and then he went, "Oh, well, I guess I'll be," and then someone went 14, and he's like, "All right, I'm 15, sub 15, darn it." So, oh, you're right. Yeah, Flip with 25 was the longest resub. That's true. BBC 8 Radio is re-airing their version of Good Omens again tonight. Sweet.
Cool.
All hail the second generation antihistamine, says Pharmacist Judge.
So welcome back, Duskshine, and I'm sorry that you missed Lucky number 13.
Generation.
Duskshine always makes me think of a Muse song, but I don't think it's called Duskshine. I think it might be Starshine. I think it's from Origin of Symmetry. That's a very, 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 very irrelevant connection.
13 is Duskshine's lucky number.
Ah.
Sweet. Can't wear hats. It did. I see it here. And we will get to there someday. Because first, Mangled Pixel with a 19-month resub.
Jeez.
Tough to mangle a pixel, because it's just the one thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't put it past people, though.
By definition, it can't really be.
How many times do you
Darkshine.
have to JPEG compress a single pixel for it to get mangled?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
There's Twisted Pixel,
Yeah, that's a company.
you game developer,
Yeah.
made Explosion Man.
Mm-hmm.
Explosion Man, I should say.
Mangled pixels, we'll take them and put them through a thing that makes sausage, and then when you get at the other end, you won't have a sausage, you'll have a pixel with some dents. Mangled pixel.
Duskshine says,
maybe
I've used Photoshop. I've done it.
Or maybe just through you put a pixel through a mangle.
Oh, yeah. We'll just have to print one off. Tweezers.
Yeah.
Fixius149 with a 6-month resub. Fixius, or Pixius, probably? Fixius. PH.
Why?
What is that? Sounds Greek.
Fixus.
Pixis?
Mr. Fixus.
Mr.
Mr. Fixit. Mr. Fixit 149. Come on down to Mr. Fixit 149's House of Tools. We have 149 tools for you to borrow for the low, low price of suggested retail price, and then you don't have to bring them back. I guess we're just selling them. Whatever. Come on down to Mr. Fixit's.
It is pronounced Fixius.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's Pilot says if you try to split the pixel, it'll cause an explosion.
If you Google Fixius, the top result is a breeder for Persian cats called Fixius Persians.
Oh my god, look at those cats.
And like all Persians, they look like they've been hit in the face with a shovel.
Dear God. I don't
Putting
know.
them.
You should put a link to that in the chat.
It's just fixiuspersians.com.
Putting them in space with glows behind them, not a good choice.
It's an animated GIF background. This is amazing.
Oh, look at those! Wait, how
Good taste.
soon ago were those cats?
Good
No, no,
taste
these
in
are the ones
cats,
that-
not
these are
so
the
good taste in web
Updated
development.
summer 2012.
Okay, so they're not actively breeding these squishy face kitties anymore.
What is wrong with you? Sorry, Persians are weird.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
racist.
cats. I love cats so much, but Persians with the...
Ashton, these cats come pre-shoveled. What a deal, Ashton! Ashton! That's offensive.
That's great. Shivd. Jivd. JHVDH. With a 3-month resub. Welcome back,
We don't
JHVDH.
need no vowels in here. do 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 do. We don't need no pronunciation. Hey, teacher, pronounce
Oh,
my
we
name
crashed.
right.
Oops.
Did we crash it?
Did we crash fixiuspersians.com? That's really funny.
Oh no.
Thoth, there is... I don't know how to do it, but I know that there is a way to use...
Oh, well done. We crashed a 2006 website.
Good. There is a way to use keyboard and mouse with Destiny. I don't know how. I just know that on some of the streams that I've watched, there was like a repeating thing in the chat. Be like, click here to find out how to use keyboard and mouse with Destiny. So I'm sure that it's possible. I would look into it before you buy it, but it's a super fun game. Kathleen kicks balls for fun.
Kathleen kicks balls for fun. Balls for fun. Just like tennis balls, basketballs, baseballs, medicine balls, although those are not super fun to kick. The balls that you use in California kickball, kick all those balls for fun. When I'm not kicking actual balls, I just like to practice on some balls, but not the balls with the sperm in them, just regular balls. Balls for fun.
Just like you keep your hand in, or your foot, I guess.
Love it.
Keep your foot in.
Yeah, gotta keep my foot in the game.
Bok Bok Boo 1 with a 16-month resub. It's Bok Bok Boo. It's like it's a surprise, is what it is. It's you're in the farmyard late at night, and you hear bark, and you're like, did it? No, okay. And then you hear bark again, and you're like, I'm pretty sure I heard a chicken. And then boo, right up in front of you, and it's actually like a chicken man, he's a mutant. I think it was from the 80s. I'm making this up.
It's a chicken with
Really?
money in the man.
I was quite excited. I was like, is this a game? Is this a Let's Know thing?
Well, I feel that's like I was thinking like bok bok boo. Well, it's like a self-perpetuating thing, because like bok bok is what Alex does in video games when he's afraid,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and this is like bok bok, and then it boo. It
Right,
scares
it's
you.
just
and then
Alex in a sheet.
It's just self-perpetuating because it scares itself, and then it goes back to clicking.
Aw,
You have 4 cats?
look at them. They're all hanging out.
That's the best. Who was that? It was
Possible.
out of username retirement.
Either has 4 cats or 4 of the same cat.
That happened, by the way. Don't forget, it was retired. The username retired, and then username Rift opened in the ocean, and then the username Kaiju attacked, and then username
Out of retirement.
out of retirement.
Oh, this is the saga for this
Yeah.
for this season.
Dark Abyss Keeper with a 15-month resub.
Woo.
Dark Abyss Keeper keeps the Dark Abyss. Keeps it dark.
Hey everybody, do you have an abyss and you want to keep it in the dark? Cause it's fucking scary. It's a goddamn abyss. Found Dark Abyss Keeper. We're like housekeepers and maids, except we'll keep your abyss in the dark, which actually doesn't require a lot of work, but then you don't have to interact with it. Yay!
Dark Abyss Keeper staunchly refuses to change the light bulbs.
Yeah. I like to imagine.
Not in his job description.
There's like a
literally.
guy with like a big hood. And he's like, yes, welcome to the dark abyss. And somebody like turns on a flashlight, and it's just like a 10-foot deep pit. He's like, no, you're done. Oh, you ruined it.
Nameless,
I could see the bottom. No,
nameless white cat. I guess we didn't give you any good suggestions for your cat's name, but how do you end up with 2.5 cats? Do you have like a shared cat?
Or one of the
Is one of your cats just really big?
one of the stubby leg cats.
Oh, it's only a half cat.
Munchkin cat.
The Munchkin cats. Like,
Or just,
depressingly inbred ones.
front end of a cat. I
Hey,
mean,
it's Monday. Did I tell you what happened to me on, was it Friday or Saturday? I think it was Friday night while Alex was doing the Let's Nope. I was like, because I was like, we didn't record Unskippable. Oh, right.
Aww.
Yeah. It caught me off guard.
nice.
I was like, oh, shit. Oh, okay. it didn't last
Nice.
long, but I was like, uh-oh.
I've certainly done that a few times with Loading Ready Run stuff.
Yeah. It's often real, though.
Yes.
Usually it's like, oh, no.
Yeah, you're just like, oh no, we don't have to do that anymore. Wait, no, we totally do.
Yep. Yep. Well, what's the worst? What's the worst is that when I did like all the converting for an episode of Unskippable, but didn't actually upload it, and I was like, oh, I haven't put Unskippable online. No, I totally have. It's fine. And then on Sunday night, I'll be like, whoa.
Or there was like one of the last episodes of Unskippable actually, because we had actually recorded it on the Sunday, and then we put it up, and then we put it up on Monday, just because we were doing other stuff and we couldn't get it done before then.
Today I am Ree. Here's the blog post.
And so we put it up on. We recorded on Sunday and put it up on Monday, and so I had in my mind that like, oh, we've recorded an Unskippable this week.
Yeah. And then then we were like, I was like, did we record one? You're like, no, I'm pretty sure we did. It was we did the second part of Assassin's Creed, and I'm like, that went up on Monday, and you were like, are you?
Guess we have to capture something then.
Interesting.
Yeah, by the way, Escapist viewers, we appreciate your patronage and thank you for your support over the years.
Well,
if you
yeah.
are an Escapist viewer, take note, Feed Dump is not canceled, but it's not going to be on the Escapist anymore. We're just going to put it on our own YouTube channel.
Also,
there you
still
go.
on Wednesday though.
Still on Wednesday. So just go to loadingreadyrun.com or youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. Bonus, it is in much higher resolution on our YouTube channel if you don't have Pub Club. So that may interest you.
Even if you do, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shotty01, the most recent episode of Friday Nights went up just about a week ago, and the next one will be up later in April.
I'm gonna go get food.
All right, I will continue assisting Kathleen in the welcoming of all the people. Are you still playing Star Control 2?
I am.
Sweet. The Urquan somethings?
Urquan Masters.
Right. I never remember that part.
Urquan
Yeah.
Masters sounds like a Key and Peele football player. Urquan Masters, Des Moines University.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cartoons,
It's-
plural.
The Urquan versus the Kor'a.
Mm.
Those are the two big bad guys who also are fighting each other. Because I like that they're the whole premise is that there's these two factions within the Urquan life or the Urquan civilization, Urquan and the Kor'a, and they have a big difference on how they want to treat other races.
Mm.
But it's not one likes them and one doesn't like them. They both are incredibly, horribly xenophobic. One of them wants to kill everybody. The other one is like, no, we don't have to kill everybody. We'll just enslave most people, and everybody else will lock in impenetrable shields around their planets. And so that's what they're having the argument about. So you're in trouble regardless of who wins.
Wow. That's amazing.
That sounds terrible.
That's
All right.
wow.
Yes, they're both subspecies of Urquan, as Lord Husk did. Unfortunately, I believe Lord Husk will not be around to watch He'll have to watch the preview.
Oh.
The replay.
Bummer.
Urquan Huggies.
Herbert Urbaderp with a 2-month resub. Welcome back, Herbert Urpaderp.
Herbert Urpaderp. He is a man with an unfortunate name. Parents didn't think that through, or maybe they did. Maybe they just knew that they wanted their child to be estranged. Herbert Urpaderp. It's a name, not a choice that I would make, but that's okay. Everyone's different. Herbert Urpaderp filling out some forms.
Egypt Craze says, so since I've only just come across you at the end of last year, I feel I've missed what you're planning on doing for 2015 and going forward now that the year of Lure is over. Well, we're trying a bunch of different things. So far, the 3 sort of projects that have come out of the mystery box, which is us getting to do other things outside the time that we'd be spending on the sketches. One is building a podcast set, and you'll see that very soon. Mm-hmm. We have to get a couple more pieces of equipment for it. But the 2 sort of content things is is our podcast, the Magnum Rewatch podcast, which is super fun, and Paul and his brother's podcast, Fight the Future. I'll talk about theirs real quick, and then we can talk about Magnum. Paul's and Dan's podcast, Dan is Paul's brother, they are talking about young adult fiction, stuff like Divergent or The Hunger Games, but not about the stories or the characters, and they're not like reviewing the movies or the books necessarily. They're discussing the plausibility of the dystopic future in which these books are set, and how scary it is, and how they feel they would fare in those worlds, which I think is super cool. And then, what is the Magnum Rewatch podcast?
Magnum Rewatch podcast is... I have always had a soft spot in my heart for a television show called Magnum P.I. Started airing on television in New Zealand before I left. I was a young girl. It turns out it's older than I thought it was, but, you know, New Zealand is not known for getting the hot new TVs. But anyhow, Magnum Rewatch is a podcast where Graham and I are going through every single episode of the, modern television classic Magnum P.I., which is the adventures of a private eye and his wacky friends in Hawaii, and all of the fun that comes out from that. And then we are rewatching it. So basically we summarize the plot of the episode. We talk about any of the interesting trivia that comes up. We talk about, like, the historical context for some of the things, and, just, like, if there's something, like, there was a episode a couple weeks ago where somebody was talking about getting their dog out of quarantine, so I looked up all of the actual quarantine regulations for if you do want to take a dog to Hawaii, which are quite restrictive because Hawaii has no rabies natively.
Some of the best feedback we've gotten on it is people who are like, I don't watch the show, I've never watched it, and I don't intend to watch it, but I love the podcast. And that's what we're trying to do. We want it to be entertaining. You do not have to watch along with us. Mm-hmm. And there was can we get links in the chat to the 2 podcasts when they're available? So I just linked to all of our podcasts. Magnum Rewatch is on episode 9, and the first episode of Fight the Future just went up last week. So I will link to it again. This is our podcasts. You can listen to them all on the site there, or they're available on iTunes, and there's feeds that you can put into your own podcast app if you want to do that. And they're also in the Loading Ready Run aggregate podcast feed as well. So
the Magnum Rewatch podcast also has the consequence-free murder count.
Yep.
And the that's racist count, which honestly both of them got off to a strong start and have not been updated for episodes. But you know what? I think there might be some coming up soon.
Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, I feel that one of those could get updated with the next episode.
Yeah. Admiral Mamo, Fight the Future is actually going to be every 2 weeks, I believe, because they just don't have that many young adult dystopias to talk about. So, where are we at? Dax and Jackster.
Clever.
The alternate universe Jack and Daxter, made by Naughty Cat.
No, made by Well Behaved Cat.
Oh, okay. We're going to flip everything.
Yeah, exactly. Alternate universe.
All right, Well Behaved Cat.
Naughty Dog. Well Behaved Cat. Wow, that's a terrible name for a studio.
Developers previously of Set Carefully Echidna.
Oh, instead of Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
Jesus. That took me a second.
And most recently, The First of You, and their popular series, Charted. Dax and Jackster was a popular platform game.
No, it was not a platform. It was a puzzle game. It was the opposite of a platformer.
It was a puzzle game.
About 2 things. One was named Dax and the other Jackster.
Yeah.
One was a small alien, one was a larger alien.
Sure. don't know. Thank you, Dax and Jackster, for subscribing. Comrade9 with a 20-month resub. Comrade09.
Wow, I need to sit down after that walk, says Lark's Cross. Oh, that's good.
Was it that long of a walk?
Yeah.
Get some, get your puffer out.
Comrade
9.
Comrade 09. He is a German. He's still loyal to the East, even though it's been years. Comrade 09, kind of misguided, sees things through rose-colored lenses, is putting it mildly. Comrade 09 thinks the Stasi wasn't bad. Probably didn't actually have to deal with the Stasi, says everybody else. Comrade 09. What's the word I'm looking for? Delusional. Dude. That was sort of to the tune of Cars. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've sung a couple little ditties in the last couple days on stream. People are like, hey, Kathleen can actually sing not bad. It's like, oh, honey, no. I cannot sing at all. I can, however, sing a range of about 2 notes, which I'm pretty good at singing. Comrades 1 through 8, definitely not in Gulag. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Pongo Sapiens with a 13-month resub. Pongo Sapiens.
That's the next step in human evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution.
I'm looking forward to it.
We have Homo sapiens.
Yep.
And then we have Homo sapiens sapiens, which is, of course, men that know they know, right? That's what people are saying. That there's Homo erectus and Homo habilis and blah 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 blah. And then you get Homo sapiens, which is men that know.
Right.
Basically, they have, and they're very intelligent. But a lot of people are saying.
So Homo habilis is like man with house, and then Homo erectus is man who walks.
Yeah, man who can stand upright.
And then this is.
I believe they should go in a different order. But yeah, and then Homo sapiens sapiens is man that knows he knows, right?
Ooh,
man who is self-aware.
That's deep.
Right, because like there's lots of really smart animals.
I know that you know that I know I'm evolved.
Yeah, right.
Are we Homo sapiens sapiens?
Yes.
Oh.
That's the argument there.
Ding. Get
but yeah,
there.
there's a lot of like.
We're the best.
Like I was actually just listening. Yeah, Homo sapiens sapiens is modern human, says Zeke229. I was actually just listening to a Margaret Atwood interview on the radio yesterday. I was making a carrot casserole for Easter dinner, and she was talking about how how people are weirded out by robots because there is a very fine line that divides people from animals nowadays. Because before, 35 years ago, they say, oh, well, only humans use tools. It's like, no, crows use tools, chimpanzees use tools, dogs know how to use tools. Like, that's a very, like, if that's your cutoff for intelligence, then, there's a lot of smart things on this planet.
Our cats know how to open doors, they just can't do it.
Yeah, exactly, right? And but they can't fashion a tool to do it.
No.
Like, a really smart crow could probably fashion a tool to get out of a door, right? Or something like that, right? Anyhow, no. So there's that, and it's so all of these traditional measures. That's just the most well-known one. Has sort of been fallen by the wayside as what differentiates humans from animals. But the only one that we have now is the Homo sapiens sapiens distinction. Is that we are not only really smart, we are self-aware and smart. Like we are aware of our own consciousness and all of these other things, right? So that's what differentiates ourselves from, the other lesser animals. But then robots, that's fucking terrifying, right? Because if they're self-aware, then
Uh-oh.
Scares people.
Uh-oh. Welcome, Pongo Sapiens. Thank you for your resubscription.
That wasn't so much a subscriber commercial as a very, very interesting little diversion.
Guess who else resubscribed? Can't wear hats. Incapable of hat-wearington.
Can't wear hats. His scalp repels hats at an alarming rate. If you put a trilby on him, it will burst into flames and shoot back out at you. If you try a fedora, it will be shredded beyond repair. Even a propeller beanie will end up in the air. Can't wear hats.
You put a propeller beanie on him and it just goes...
Yeah.
Gone. I just bought that and it's gone. Just away.
Actually, Inatsukune42, or however you pronounce your name, Inari Tsukune has a good point. Like, we have obviously like the the doorknobs, like the round doorknobs. If we had like newer doorknobs that were like the long handles that you push down, absolutely Baxter could get those open.
Yeah.
Because he knows. I've seen him walk up to the doorknob and can you hold up your fist? Like, do that. He knows conceivably how they work.
You hit me right in the knuckle with your ring.
I'm a bitch.
Yes, that's what I said. That's exactly the same as what I said. That is in no way different from my comment.
I wasn't saying that's what you said. I was just stating a fact.
Oh, good. Okay.
Such as the sky is blue because of refractory stuff in the atmosphere.
Yeah, all right. Barcode Reader 321 with a 13-month resub. Welcome back, Barcode Reader. That's a boring job.
Barcode Reader, it's a job. You know what? You don't look a job in the mouth, particularly when you're a sentient, self-aware barcode reader. What else are you gonna do?
If we keep using doorknobs, do you think other animals' thumbs would evolve to use them too?
Maybe
if there's delicious food inside.
Yeah. So, not everybody got like a little like jingle or anything like that.
I just imagine Barker Reader, he's sitting there, he's like, okay. Thick line, thick space, thin line, thick space, 2 thin lines, a thicker line. Wait, this line's not the same. Oh god. Where's the book?
Yeah.
Dr. Pandaface, I need first-time drafter advice. Uh-oh.
Okay, well, have you drafted at all? Like, do you have any idea what to do? Basically, this is going to sound really glib, but look at all the cards really carefully. If you're a first-time drafter, explain to everybody else that you're with that this is your first draft ever, and they will be much more patient, right? They'll expect that you will take a longer time, and if anybody gives you salt because of that, they're a shitty person. But, like, get your pack, read all the cards, and then this is going to sound stupid, pick the best card. But then, after you've started drafting your picks, like obviously, say the first pack, Graham, you open a sweet green card. It's like a really good bomb rare.
Okay.
It's like two green and like something and like, 3 others.
No,
it's like 5.
Dr. Pandaface says, no, I know what to do. Wait,
Oh.
what?
You said he's first time drafter.
I don't understand what you want. Hey, who's that? It's Meltalar with a 4-month resub.
That was no.
Meltalar.
I'm not done my advice
Thank you
yet.
for subscribing. I know. I'm trying to figure out what Dr. Pandaface is actually looking for. Because I need first-time drafter advice, and then no, I know what to do.
Okay, but then like.
Bread isn't even necessarily the best thing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like the problem is there's very little like removal is kind of bad. I mean, it's been worse, but it's kind of bad right now in current draft, and the problem being that a shitty removal spell may not be as good as just a really decent creature that attacks and blocks, right?
I know what to do, but what do I pick? Well, in what format, and like, do you have the literal pack in front of you?
Mm-hmm. Well, the filthy casual players, everyone kept telling me to go with bread. God damn it, no wonder I suck at draft.
It's a fine place to start.
Yeah. I mean, so for example, say we're cracking a pack of DTK, Dragons of Tarkir. And bread is, of course, bombs, removal, evasion, attackers, defenders, or dirt, or something.
Attackers
right?
and dirt, yeah.
Yeah.
Other stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously if you open, like, a Tarka, you're just going to take that. That's the bomb part. Really good removal, like pacifism, that is something that you take pretty much over anything else
Pacifism,
in the pack.
Twin Bolt, Roast. Roast is so good.
Yeah, roast is really good.
Easily first pickable.
But obviously, if it's like kind of crummy removal. What's some crummy removal in DTK?
This is why bread doesn't work as well anymore because
a lot of removal is very conditional.
Yeah.
Right? Or it's a 6-drop, or it's like...
It's now B-Rad.
B-Rad. That's actually... Yeah. Bombs, evasion, removal.
And then a space. And then removal.
Yeah, actually I kind of like B-Rad. That's kind of good. And then attackers are just like, hey, it's a 2/2 for 2. Sure, I need bodies that turn sideways in my deck unless I'm building some sort of wacky LSV build, right? And then D is for dirt or defenders. Or...
That's true. Pacifism is not as crazy in this format as it has been.
That's true, actually.
Because pacifism has routinely been like, whoa, this is really good, and seeing them reprint it in this set was like, but it turns out...
There's some enchant removal going around.
Well, not just that. You got exploit.
Yeah.
And you have dash. So you can't pacify a dash creature because it won't be on the board. And exploit means if you pacify something, they'll just be like, okay, and then...
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends who you're playing, right?
Bams. Bombs. Ask Marshall Sutcliffe. Okay, I picked a bomb.
I think...
Now what?
Yeah, your deck will be better if you only play 2 colors. That's a really, really, really good piece of advice. We had a kind of crummy pool for our pre-release, but because we only played 2 colors, I think it was... I mean, honestly, some of our other colors weren't even worth splashing for.
That's Filthy Casual plays the what is it? I'm always so torn when I get money cards when I don't realize it's worth anything and I pass it and the next person is so loud about it, being like, "You're so dumb." That's rude and you shouldn't draft with those people, or you should call them on it.
Yeah,
because that's bullshit.
One, it's fucking shitty. 2, you're not supposed to fucking table talk about what the picks are and what's going around. So you could just be like, hey, 1, I'm making the choices I'm making for a good reason. And 2, could you not talk about what is being passed to you? That is giving everybody else a lot of information.
That's a good point.
And then everybody else in the draft, if they are interested in drafting because they like playing cards and not just putting a deck of jank together because they think it's worth something, will be like, yeah, please shut up. The point of this is the hidden information. That's what makes it exciting.
I need food now. My head hurts.
I'm sorry. I brought us a snack to share, actually.
Hooray!
But we can go to the parsonage. But hold on. Did we do anything for Melitar? We just said Melitar. He's the man.
Meltalar.
Meltalar.
I would like a tuna Meltalar, please.
That's just a tuna melt with some alar.
Yes. Alar is my favorite sauce.
Ooh. Maybe it's just like an
No, wait. It's lar. It's melt alar. Right? Melt with lar. French. Would you care for the melt alar or just the melt?
I'll take just the melt. I don't know what lar is.
Smell it. Smell the lar.
It smells very salty.
Yep.
All right, but scroll back down for a second.
Why?
Well, because there's a lot of people who got completely missed by me.
Yes, we welcome them all.
Okay, as long as they're okay with that.
Yes, we welcomed everybody.
Okay, good. I'm sorry, I had to eat. I was like...
It's okay. We're allowed.
No.
You're allowed to have food. We need to go. You have to say it with a French accent, indeed. Meltalar. Lard. Meltalard.
Yeah, Arakuda, your friend doesn't seem nice.
Where?
Oh, his friend gave me an old deck and then proceeded to beat me in 3 turns. It's like, if you're teaching somebody to play Magic, you have to...
That's a great way to teach them.
That's a terrible way to teach them. Be very patient and explain everything to them.
Yeah. All right, we are going to go because it's 5 minutes out from Paul's times. So thank you so much for joining us for CheckPoint today. Paul will be back. The stream will go offline, then Paul's going to come back and play Star Control 2. So don't go away. BRB.
I'm unsatisfied. I'm not okay. I must watch Kathleen struggle to remember each previous username. But it's okay because it's username retired, username Rift Open an Ocean, username Kaiju appeared, and then now attacks, and then now username out of retirement.
Yeah.
Out of username retirement. So I remember it now, so it's okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.